Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of The Articulate Fly, and we're back with another Central PA fishing report with George Costa of TCO Fly Shop in State College. How you doing, George?
I'm amazing as always. Marvin, how are you?
I'm living the dream. Looks like kind of the standard refrain with everybody I'm talking to these days is where everybody's kind of getting into their kind of mid to late summer fly fishing groove. What are we seeing up in State College?
Well, what we're seeing is low, clear, hot water. We're not seeing a lot of rain. We've got, a few storms coming through here and there, but nothing substantial really in the past 2 weeks, and nothing really looking in the forecast other than a few storms coming through. So conditions right now are definitely summertime. It's low, clear. Bunch of our streams, Penns Creek, Little Juniata, are definitely getting hot temperatures in the afternoons. So this is a time of year where you should be carrying that stream thermometer. You want to check those temps. I would say, come 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, check the temps. If we're starting to push 68 degrees, that's pretty much the cutoff to safely fish for these trout. So if you're going to get out there and fish this time of year, get out there early in the morning or late in the day, after that sun goes down and the water can cool down a bit.
Got it. In terms of tips and techniques, obviously it sounds like long leaders are the secret. But in terms of patterns, what do you suggest for folks?
Summertime's my favorite time to really do a dry dropper. I like just flowing a big caddis, something really buoyant, maybe like a beetle or an ant pattern works great here in Central PA. Don't have a lot of confidence in hoppers here in Central PA. Most of our, terrain is not really geared towards those big Western hopper styles. Some guys like using them, but I find that, a beetle or an ant on top tends to work better. So in a caddis, like size 14 caddis with a real small nymph off the back, it's a great time to really practice those low water techniques. A couple of really light nymphs, small pinch on or really light indicator on some longer leaders are really our summertime techniques here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting you say that because I think, out west, those big hoppers are great because they're so buoyant. But when you're fishing those really, really light nymphs, it's so hard to detect strikes if you have a really, buoyant, for lack of a better word, strike indicator,
Yep.
right? I mean,
Sure.
Right?
That's pretty much what it is, yeah.
Yeah. And so, this time around, we've got a question from Tyler, and Tyler wanted to update him on what's the situation on Spring Creek with the Tricos.
Tricos are just starting to pop. Had a customer in yesterday who said he saw a couple. Right about now is when they start going off, so they'll, get better and better. I'm sure there's a few popping this morning. That hatch is an early morning hatch, so you want to get out on the water, before 10 o'clock. Generally, they come off the water early in the day and are pretty much done by 11, 12 o'clock traditionally. So if you want to fish the Tricos, if you like tying on a size 22 fly, now's the time of year to do it. But just get out there early, late afternoon, those boats are going to be done for the day. But that can be some fantastic dry fly fishing. But, get out there early in the day. Most of the time, that hatch generally happens between, I'd say, 8 and 10 in the morning once the sun comes up a little bit. But, yeah, they're just starting now. And they probably should get better in the next week to 2 weeks.
Got it. And how long will that hatch last?
Now we get a good solid month out of the Tricos. I would say, that'll go probably till end of July, is about when they start wrapping up. We get quite a few weeks out of them.
Gotcha. And any kind of tips and techniques for our visually challenged anglers in terms of being able to see their flies or maybe, when to fish, something subsurface?
Tricos, if they're, real small, they're hard to see on top. So that's another one you can just do 2 dry flies in a line. A lot of times I'll fish, a beetle or caddis and then trail that trico or sunken trico off your top fly, maybe about 18 to 20 inches behind it. This way you got a little bit of a visual cue. So you can fish 2 flies, fish that small trico behind it. A lot of times you'll see the strike and you'll be a lot easier to track that small bug, especially in fast-moving, riffled water where these fish are holding in the summer. They're looking for more oxygen. So fish that fly behind a more buoyant, bigger fly, and you'll be able to pick it up visually.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I always say, hook sets are free.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, folks, on the Articulate Fly, we love questions. If you'll send us a question, probably the easiest way to do it is through one of our social media channels, either on our Facebook page or through Instagram. If we use your question, I'll send you some Articulate Fly swag, and we'll enter you into a drawing for something from the shop at the end of the season. Before I let you hop, George, why don't you let folks know about hours and location and how to find you guys on the internet and all that kind of good stuff?
For sure. We're TCOflyfishing.com on the internet. Here in State College, we're at 2030 East College Avenue. And hours are 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, and we're here 9 to 3 on Sundays. Give us a call if you need anything, any questions. We're here at the shop all the time.
Awesome. Well, listen, folks, it sounds like now's a good time to plan on getting out early in the morning and chasing tricos. Tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, George.
Jim Marvin, take it easy.